Hi.
Now, please introduce yourself first.
Hi, I'm Paul. I'm from Chile. I'm 31 years old, and I've been in Vietnam for about 13 years already.
Um, can you tell a little bit about your business?
The business that I have today is since 2009, almost 2010. So it's been 10, 11 years that I work in this company, Bush. But I started working when I was about 11 years old, and I've worked in all kinds of companies, doing manual labor to office work.
Can you tell about your staff, your employees? Tell something about them.
Sure. My staff and my employees, well, today they are invaluable. They were always invaluable, and it's almost like we cannot take them out anymore. The system and the boat, if you put it like that, I always like to put it as a boat, is too big for myself to row alone. So we need all of us to really row the boat if we want to go somewhere. If one of us is only rowing, it's impossible. So the staff is just an extension of not just for me, but of all of us.
So now we go to the question list.
Sure.
For the first question, what criteria or factors do you face to assign a job to an employee?
The things that I cannot teach: honesty, punctuality, that people go beyond their work, that people take a look at, that they care, that they honestly care. That thing I cannot teach it. That comes from family, that comes from the way you were brought up, whether you care about what you're doing and you feel that ownership into the things that you do. That is the thing that I look at the most. The skills of their job, I can teach them. That's not a problem. But the things that I cannot teach, that's what I look for.
So next, what do you do to motivate your employees to reach the goal, and how you maintain it?
How do we maintain it? So the first thing is to keep in mind that everybody's different, right? And luckily for what we do, the challenge is individual. However, there are main things that we need to do, right? And the way that we motivate each other is by motivating each other individually. So by the way we climb, by the way we work, by the things we do, we create sort of a small family here that we can all feel that we can depend on. If we need something, there will be somebody there to help us, and that's what's the most important for me.
So, in your opinion, how do employees work towards the goals you have set, and how well are they doing the job?
Up and down, right? It's like having a bicycle that has a hole in the tire. So you pump everybody up and everybody's motivated and the goals are set, and then the longer passes without any new goals being set, the tire loses air until we get to a flat, nobody's doing very much, there's no more proactiveness coming, right? So therefore it takes every so often, a little jolt or a little reminder of what we're doing here and what we're here to do, right? Every time less, the more people feel ownership for their job, the least you have to tell them what they need to do or how they need to do it. But the way we've done it is we have isolated each one of the tasks and the things that need to be achieved, and we have rotated everybody. So everybody needs to at some point clean. Everybody needs to be part of taking care of the customers, of using the shop, of taking care of the equipment, of doing the inventory. So if we involve everybody a little bit on everybody's job, everybody cares for whatever the next person is doing because they will know how it's done or what problems can come.
So when the employee face the problems, some hard problems, difficult problems, so what will you do to support them, and are you willing to assist your employees at any time?
Yes, always. Anytime the employees or anybody really needs help, they can just come and ask. The difficult part is for them to actually say what the problem is. A lot of the times, identifying what the issue is the hardest part. So somebody will feel that they need help, but not necessarily how. Or they think sometimes that the solution is easy, but it's not that easy. So that yes, people can come and talk to me anytime. There's no there's no lock on the door for any issues. But it's also very important for me for people to determine what is it really that they're asking for. Because if I need to determine what their problem is, then it might be more difficult for them to get it solved. Because I might understand something different than what they might see. The same thing goes backwards. Huh? If I have an issue, I hope that other people tell me.
That's great. So you know that's the COVID-19. So in the past COVID-19 epidemic, perhaps the employees' morale was also affected. So what did you do to motivate your employees at that time?
What did we do? Well, we thought about everybody and what it was best for the individual. The personal health, it is something that is beyond any business, right? It doesn't matter how much money you have, but if you don't have health, none of it matters, right? You could be dipped in gold, but if you're sick with cancer, you're not gonna enjoy it, are you? So health is probably the most important thing. What we did was, hopefully, we told employees that that was the most important thing. And we gave the choice for people to either go home, right, and stay the pandemic at home, but not lose their job. So whenever the pandemic was over, they could come back to work just as they were before. Then we also gave the choice of people to work online. So if they wanted to continue to be paid, they could work online on the website. Then we had one more, which is people could completely come here to work, not have any customers because the business was closed, but involve themselves in maintenance and physical work without any customers around. That on top of all of the government restrictions that we were given, right, and tried to follow them the best we could, hopefully that gave employees a little bit more, how can you say, reassurance that the company was caring about them and it wasn't a forever we're off. So we tried to give a little bit of future look into the uncertainty. What people don't know is what people are scared of. So if you tell them what happens in option A, option B, option C, now the responsibility is for them to choose. And I think that we kept them around by giving them the choice and control over what they wanted to do with their life.
So do you often interact with your employees?
Every day.
If so, how do you interact?
Well, like any normal person would, saying good morning and saying goodbye, asking how they're doing, asking what else is going on around their life, treating them like people, and be genuinely concerned about how they're doing. If you are honest, most people see honesty. Remember the first question when I told you I like to look for things that I cannot teach? That's one of the things. To feel that someone is honest, it's very, very difficult. And if my people can see that I honestly ask them how they are doing, what's up with their day, and even if I tell them I'm not good at, because some days I'm not happy, but if I do tell them, it's much easier for everybody, and I put myself as a human, not as some sort of god. So it's very important for me for people to see me as human. As I am no different than what they are. I've just been doing this longer. That's it.
So between asking employees to do the things you want or requiring employees to do things you want, pick one.
Now, say it again. Repeat it.
Asking or require your employee.
Asking.
Yeah.
I always ask. Even though it's not, sometimes it's not an ask,
Yeah.
right? But you phrase it as an ask. Always.
Yeah. Do you have a plan in the future to improve the relationship between you and your employees, as well as to improve your work efficiency?
Yes, absolutely. One thing is tied to the other one. Usually, it's very difficult to improve efficiency and improve relations at the same time because people don't like to work more. I don't like to work more, obviously. Yeah, I do hope we can, but doing it by our own people, taking ownership of the things and the projects that they want to do. I would hope for them to look into the future in the company that they're working today and see possibilities to grow it and want to invest their time into growing the company that they're working for. so they can see it as a platform to grow more than a place to just work. That's my point.
So with the last questions, with the 4 factors that I gave to you, so please choose 2 factors that you are confident that you do the best.
That I'm confident I do the best.
Yeah.
All right, I will say supportive, definitely.
Yeah.
So I am a very supportive person, and I would say achievement based.
Achievement.
Yes. Yeah. Of course. You are giving a task, and then you're expected to do that task the best you can. And then if it's good, then it's much nicer. Then if it's not good, then that means that I need to step in and give some direction. But at the beginning, yeah, it's always task focused. You achieve, you do well. You achieve, you do well.